Good evening. The topsy-turvy ride of the Indian markets continued even as the MPs traded barbs in Parliament on the new Lokpal bill and Anna Hazare kicked off his three-day fast. Traded volumes remained light notwithstanding the fact that the FNO expiry was just 2 days away. Essentially, the main indices never got going like they did on Monday due to lack of broad-based participation. The BSE Sensex and the NSE Nifty lacked sense of direction. The broader market too was more or less subdued. The undercurrent was cautious as a strong report on the infrastructure output was countered by concerns about the government's fiscal deficit and tight liquidity. The fact that most global markets are in festival mood hasn't helped matter either. Most market participants are on wait and watch mode right now due to lingering worries about the worsening domestic economic situation and problems plaguing the world economy. FI flows haven't been great this year and may not pick up unless there is material change in the prospects for the Indian economy. That in turn can only happen if the government gets its act together and clear a few important reforms measure. But with elections scheduled across 5 states in the coming 3 months, one is not sure if the centre will take that risk. So brace for more uncertain times and more volatility. Coming back to markets today, the BSE Sensex was down by 97 points to close at 15,873 and the NSE Nifty lost 28 points to close at 4,750. The BSE Mid Cap Index and the BSE Small Cap Index was down by 0.7% and 0.35% respectively. The market breadth was negative on the BSE. The total market turnover stood at Rs 1.35 trillion. Realty, metals, banking, PSU and power indices were the biggest losers. Auto, oil and gas and IT indices lost approximately 0.5% each. The remaining sectoral indices fell by less than 0.5%. The consumer durable index managed to eke out slim gain of 0.15%. Markets struggled for direction initially before hitting day's high in mid-morning. The indices soon lost steam and turned lower, touching day's low in the late afternoon trade. Overall, investors have decided to stay on the sidelines with only few trading sessions left in the year. The broader indices too have fallen from the day's high, leading to a drop in the market breadth. Traded volumes have been tepid of late but could pick up in the run up to the FNO expiry on Thursday. Shares of Reliance Industries and ADAG companies were in focus due to media reports of growing warmth in the relations between the two Ambani brothers. Reports said that the two siblings are meeting in Chorbat, Gujarat to mark Dhirubhai Ambani's birth anniversary. Bharti Shipyard shares rose after the company said late on Monday that its board had approved a proposal to restructure the company's high debt. The board approved the proposal for restructuring of term working capital debt of Rs 28.54 billion out of total debt of Rs 32.5 billion. Apollo Hospital shares also advanced after a newspaper reported that an arm of Malaysian Sovereign Fund has converted global depository receipts worth Rs 2.13 billion into equity shares. The Indian rupees lost some ground today against the US dollar. The rupee was dragged down by dollar demand from local oil refineries and bunched up outflows as US financial markets resume after an extended Christmas holiday. Equity markets open for trading in Asia closed mostly lower due to low trading volumes as many traders stayed away from action on account of extended Christmas holidays. South Korean stocks briefly slid more than 2% in choppy trade before recovering some ground, while Chinese shares dropped further on lingering worries about the economic outlook. The Shanghai Composite Index in China was down by 1%, while the Kospi in South Korea fell by 0.8%. The Nikkei in Japan dropped 0.5%. Markets across Europe and US were shut on Monday. Markets in Australia, New Zealand and Hong Kong were also closed. French and German tech stocks led gain in Europe today as stock markets in the region returned to action after the long Christmas holiday weekend. Traded volumes were expected to remain thin. The Stoxx Europe 600 index was marginally positive at 242.62. The index closed last week up by 3.5% on the back of upbeat US economic data. London markets remain closed on Tuesday. US markets will reopen later today. Watch out for data on consumer confidence, home prices and Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index. Thank you. Wish you have a great evening ahead.